you, my friend, are going to become applesauce.
No, don't lick it, don't lick it. This last part. Gross dog. Gross dog. Gross dog. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Such a pretty sparkly blue. Hi, this is Patricia with through-these-eyes.com, and today I'm going to show you how I make fresh, homemade, very delicious applesauce. Now we can always get it in a can or in a jar. Mott's makes the little single serving sizes, which are really convenient, but I like to know what goes into my applesauce, and I get to vary the sugar, the seasonings, the spices that go into it. So I'm going to show you my recipe. So I'm going to be using about 5 to 6 small to medium apples. These are fresh from my tree, so the sizes are going to vary. It's not like at the store where they're all nice and big and delicious. No, these are fresh, homegrown, straight from my tree. So they'll have blemishes on them that I will be cutting off because these were, touching a branch. So again, 4 to 6 apples. I'm going to use about a half a cup of white sugar. I'm going to use about half a teaspoon of cinnamon, probably a little less than a quarter teaspoon of nutmeg. You're going to want a pinch of salt because the salt brings out the sweetness, and only 3/4 of a cup of water. You don't need a lot of water because the apples will release their sweetness, their juices, and I don't like my applesauce too runny. And I don't like it too creamy smooth because it might as well be apple butter at that point. So I like a little bit of chunks of apple in my applesauce. So anyway, it's a really, really simple recipe, quick and easy. It takes in total about a half an hour. You give yourself about 10 minutes to core, peel, and slice the apples, and then it's going to simmer on your stove for about 20 minutes or so. Give or take, depending again on the consistency that you prefer. So anyway, I'm going to get started peeling, coring, and cutting, and I will get back to you as soon as I'm done because I'm sure you don't want to sit and watch me peel all these. I don't have a fancy schmancy apple peeler, and I don't have an apple corer, so it's all me. I'm a little paring knife. So I will be right back. See you in a bit. And I'm back. I am all done coring, peeling, and chopping. I ended up using about 7 apples because I had to cut off some pieces that I wasn't happy with because they're fresh off my tree, so blemishes and all. But anyway, you end up with, I'd say, about 4 cups or so of diced apples, just so you can see. Now, the recipe calls for about 4 large apples, 1/4 cup of white sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, maybe a 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, maybe a little less. I just use 2 pinches or so, and a little bit of salt. So let's get started. I'm going to bring this over here because it's easier for you to see instead of me having my back to you. I'm going to grab some salt. Okay. Now, to a nice clean non-stick pot, I'm going to add my apples. To the apples, I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of water. I'm going to add 1/4 cup of white sugar. Now again, this is to taste, so if you are using Red Delicious or Fuji or one of the other sweeter apples, you can probably use a little less sugar. I'm using 1/4 of a cup for 4 large Granny Smiths. Again, I use 7 because I have smaller apples and I cut off pieces that I wasn't happy with. So anyway, I'm just adding that. I'm going to add 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Thereabouts. I love cinnamon, so if there's a little extra, it doesn't bother me any. And then going to add, this is a 1/4 teaspoon, and I don't even think it's a full 1/4 teaspoon that I'm adding, just a couple pinches of nutmeg. And then I never measure my salt. Now this is sea salt, so table salt might be a little less, but I'm just gonna add, I don't know if you can see that, it's just like a pinch, maybe just a tiny bit. And you want a little bit of salt in there because it brings out, again, the sweetness of it. So I'm gonna give this a quick stir. Give this a quick stir here, just to mix it all together. And then this is going to go on my stove top for about 20 minutes covered. Okay, and I can smell the cinnamon and nutmeg, it smells so good. Now if you have apple pie seasoning or maybe even pumpkin pie seasoning, whatever you prefer, you can add that in. That works just as well. Excuse me a second. And I'm gonna put that over medium heat, not medium high, just medium heat, covered. And we're gonna want that to cook up for about 20 minutes or so. And again, depending on the consistency that you like, if you like thin applesauce, you can probably cut it off at about 20 minutes. If you want it a little thinner, cook it a little longer, a little 20 minutes or so. Once that's done, we're just simply going to use a good old-fashioned potato smasher and just smash it up. So, be back in 20. Hold on. I'm back. Okay, so the apples have been on the stove at medium heat, and they actually have cooked a little faster than they have in the past. So maybe it's just a different pan that I'm using. I've stirred them twice just to make sure that they're fully coated, and I like the consistency that they are now. They've been sitting here for maybe 3 minutes with the stove off, and oh my God, it smells so good. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to wait, but you should let them rest, still covered with the heat off in their pan for about 3 to 5 minutes or so, just to kind of let any remaining juices absorb back into the apple. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get a good shot of this. And anyway, so I'm just stirring it. And what I'm going to do now is, in the hot pot, you're going to take your potato smasher. Oh, come here, little little apple, and just a good old-fashioned potato smasher, and you're just going to smash away. Great for when you've been having one of those days and you just want to pound it. Oh, okay. Be nice to the apple. They're going to feed you. So you're just going to smash the apple until you get the consistency that you like. Like I said, I like little bits of apple in my applesauce, so it's more of an apple chunk. But, oh, I'm like salivating. It smells so good. It smells like apple pie, of course. It's a beautiful golden brown color. The color applesauce should be. Now, I only use Granny Smith because of sheer convenience, but I do hear that it's best if you mix the type of apples. So if you have 2 or 3 different varieties of apples, you get a better consistency, which may indeed be true. But again, I just go outside and pick my apples, so I don't go to the store and get different kinds. This is going to be up to you as to the smoothness or the chunkiness of the consistency. And then I'm just going to take my little spatula here. You can also use a fork. That works very well. And now, I know a lot of people are used to applesauce as something that you give kids to take to school, but applesauce makes a great side dish, believe it or not, for pork. Pork chops, which is probably what I'll be making for dinner tonight. Nice warm applesauce on the side is a great little side dish. Awesome dessert. Excellent with vanilla ice cream, which I also have in the freezer. Okay, so I'm going to show you what this looks like plated. I have a little cup here, and I'm just going to scoop some out. And again, my applesauce, I like to be a little thicker. I don't like it really, really creamy. I like to have little chunks of apple in my applesauce. So there you go. Oops. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. So this is my easy homemade applesauce. Apples, sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, a little bit of salt, and some water. For the complete recipe, please visit my website, through-these-eyes.com. And again, this has been Patricia. So if you like, please share, subscribe, leave a comment if you have any questions, and I hope you enjoy. Now where's my spoon?